Minister of State, Secretary General of the Department of Defence, Chief of Staff, Flag Officer commanding the Naval Service, representatives of Babcock Marine, University of London and Appledore, Deputy Lord Mayor, parliamentary colleagues, Reverend Father, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say that I'm truly delighted to be here and join you for the naming and the commissioning ceremonies of this ship, the L.E. Samuel Beckett. In their long evening perambulations along the Seine, I doubt if Samuel Beckett or James Joyce imagined that a century on they would give their names to naval vessels of their home country. In time we will also welcome the L.E. James Joyce. Today, beside the bridge called after him, we are privileged and proud to honour Dubliner Samuel Beckett. And as we do, I want to welcome warmly his niece, Caroline Murphy. Caroline, your kindness and your interest have been invaluable in bringing us to this ceremony today. So on behalf of the government and of the people of Ireland, thank you. I'm aware that for someone who abhorred public attention as much as Samuel Beckett did, for him, wherever his spirit is now, there must be a delicious irony in the public naming and commissioning of this vessel in his honour. Yes, he lived a life of immense privacy, even seclusion, but equally the life of Samuel Beckett was one of great warmth, of insight, of humour and of generosity. He was loyal, deeply loyal, not only to his friends, but to the idea of human dignity and our shared humanity. And it is in honour of these qualities, along with his work and his imagination and his sheer genius, that we give this vessel his name. Of course, his tremendous work has gone into the commissioning and the building of this ship itself. So let me too pay tribute to the people who gave their time and their talent to this vital project at every stage from design to build. These are the men and women of the Department of Defence, the Naval Service, Babcock Marine, and of course the many subcontractors involved. In particular, I want to commend the members of the Civil and the Naval Service project team who have been engaged in this project for the last 4 years. Let me thank too the people of Appledore for their excellent work in giving us a ship that is worthy of its name. When the L.E. James Joyce arrives, people of Appledore can say that their shipyard has produced half of the naval fleet of their neighbours across the water. And here at home, we put that fleet to very good national use, not only in the day-to-day task of fishery protection, according to national and EU legislation, but in security and search and rescue, but also in the pollution monitoring and, of course, research. We, the Irish people, are immensely proud of our naval service for the standards that they keep and the way that they do this important work in what is often a hostile marine environment. So let me assure you, the government is committed to ensuring that the future roles and capabilities of the Defence Forces are mapped out for the next decade in keeping with a sustainable defence policy. And we're looking at that role in the context of the Army, the Air Corps and the Naval Service, in the context of the new White Paper on Defence. That work is already at an advanced stage and should be finalised by the end of the year. We hope that it will have an equally positive impact in terms of reform, as it is precursor for the year 2000. The strong response to the Green Paper public consultation phase suggests that it will. Of course, Ireland's marine resources have a major impact and role in our national economy. Ireland's marine exclusive economic zone extends around 220 million acres. It's a major national asset, supporting seafood, tourism, oil and gas, marine renewable energy, and now new developments and applications in health and medicine and technology. And good as that is, we are determined that we can and that we must do better. You will know that the average GDP and jobs from ocean economies in Europe is between 3 and 5%. In 2007, Ireland's figures were approximately 1% in both, 1.2% of GDP from its ocean economy and supporting 1% total workforce. We need to double that to double our ocean GDP, 2.4% by 2030. We plan to have Ireland exceeding 6.4 billion a year in turnover from our marine sectors by 2020. When I had the privilege of launching the National Integrated Marine Plan, Harnessing Our Ocean Wealth in 2012, I said that I wanted to see us setting out to secure for ourselves and for our children the social, cultural and economic benefits that our marine assets can deliver. We must do that while protecting those marine assets, and the L.E. Samuel Beckett, and later the L.E. James Joyce, will play a vital role in that endeavour. Currently, the Naval Service has a flotilla of 8 ships patrolling our maritime economic zone on a 365 24/7 basis. Delighted to note that in terms of patrol outputs, the Naval Service ships have outperformed international norms and are used as a yardstick by many other navies. They show high standards, excellent performance and outcomes, all of which are to be seen in the work of the captain and the crew of the L.E. Samuel Beckett. And I want to wish Commander Kenneth Minahan and his crew every good luck, every fortune and success. I know that they are looking forward to working this ship to its full potential. I want to wish you fair winds and good sailing on the L.E. Samuel Beckett. In conclusion, I want to say a warm thank you to everyone involved in making today's occasion such a wonderful success, in particular the Army Band and their conductor, Captain Fergal Carroll. I know that the Holbola Theatre Group will be performing a Samuel Beckett vignette for us today. We look forward to that. Before the vessel is named, I want to remember Samuel Beckett, not just the literary and dramatic genius, but the uncompromising man whose insight into life and his decisions in how to live it are so instructive for us today and always. In 1969, within a week of having become Nobel laureate, he had given most of the prize money away. In naming a naval vessel in his honour, it is apt to record that 2 of the greatest honours he received were not literary, but for his bravery and for his faith in humanity. After World War II, he received the Croix de Guerre and the Médaille de la Résistance for his work with the French resistance in Paris and Roussillon. The British intelligence at the time described him as aged 38, 6 feet, well built, but stoops, dark hair, fresh complexion, very silent, Paris agent. Michael Colgan tells a story that when that same very silent Samuel Beckett was challenged once as to why he gave away a lot of money to a beggar who was probably a con artist, he replied, "I thought he was, but I just couldn't take the chance." I believe that as a nation, we could not take the chance of ignoring Samuel Beckett as the name of a man to be honoured in this vessel. Across oceans, across generations, they define us. They distinguish us. They declare us as a nation. I now invite Caroline Murphy to name this vessel in honour of her uncle, our countryman, Samuel Beckett.
As from the date set out hereunder, hereby ordered to be commissioned as a state ship, authorised as such to fly the national flag and the prescribed pennant. Ellie Samuel Beckett, to be commissioned on 17th May 2004, number P61, description offshore patrol vessel, given under my hand at government buildings this 17th day of May 2014. Enda Kenny on Taoiseach and Minister for Defence. 9706, Commander Kenneth Minahan, you are directed and instructed to repair on board the state vessel Ellie Samuel Beckett, presently lying alongside Sir John Rogerson's Quay, Dublin, and to take charge and command of Ellie Samuel Beckett with effect from 17th of May 2014. All officers and company of said ship subordinate are charged to conduct themselves jointly and severally their respective employments with all due respect and obedience to you as lawful obedient appointed captain and officer commanding. And you likewise to observe the Executive Defence Forces regulations and such orders and instructions as you shall from time to time receive from Naval Headquarters or from your superior officers or lawful authority of the state. Signed, Hugh Tully, Commodore, Flag Officer, Commanding Naval Service.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The ship's company will now embark the ship.
Fantastic! Mark, Marshal!
As anyone in the Navy will testify, the crew are the most important factor in any ship. Ellie Samuel Beckett's crew are no different and consist of men and women from all corners of Ireland, including the well-known seafaring counties of Kildare, Tipperary and Offaly. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.